Hi everyone, so I'm just going to talk about a bunch of random stuff, channeled messages, and just things that are going on with me, yada yada yada. First of all, young lady, if you're watching this video, I'm picking up on your energy, okay? To know who you are, without saying too much specific stuff, I sent you something in the mail, okay? I've only sent one person in the mail, so if I sent you something in the mail and you're watching this video, this message is for you. I'm seeing the words open up, I'm hearing the word scout, I'm seeing survival instincts, standing up, leadership. There's some fated, destined event that has occurred or is about to occur to you that's very in alignment with you stepping up into some sort of leadership role. It's a very important role for you. This is the magnitude of this is going to kind of blow your mind. It's something that you're meant to be or meant to do. And I'm hearing open up. Open up. Make sure to open up on your feelings. Say how you feel. Open up your heart. It's okay. You're going to be okay. There's people on the other side, guardian angels, guides on the other side that are proud of you and are excited for you when it comes to this specific thing. So they want you to listen to your inner voice, listen to yourself, and pay attention to what guidance is coming through for you, because this is a point in your life where you're really needing to also open up your third eye. I'm hearing manifestation. So this is part of your manifestations. This is part of something that you visualized happening for you or you wanted to happen, and it's happening so suddenly and quickly. But you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention. And I'm seeing this sidestepping energy. It's a sidestep. You have to sidestep. So it's like there's a potential, it's not necessarily, it could potentially be dangerous, but it's this fast moving energy. So like imagine if you're walking down the street. So you're showing it's like walking down a city street and then having to sidestep out of the way. So there's something related to that, sidestepping, whether this is literally like watch how you're walking, pay attention so you can sidestep from like, bumping into something, or they're symbolically saying, they're saying it could be both, but even if it happened in real life, this is also symbolic that you need to pay attention to your surroundings, energetically, and then also in the physical environment, because you're going to need to sidestep away from something. It doesn't take a lot of effort, but you see just a small shift, soft, short movement of your energy to the side will allow something to pass by you. It goes very fast. It breezes by you very fast. It kind of feels like some sort of drama, conflict. It could even be like a workplace situation. And then just shifting over puts you away from this energy that you're not supposed to. It's you moving up. So you're either moving up in your job, or you're getting a new job. So there's something there, okay? I'm gonna just leave that at that. No, I'm not. Yeah, sensitivity, healthy lifestyle, and comfort. There's something also to do, because when I was seeing the sidestep, I do see like a lot of outdoor energy here, and that's what I'm seeing with a lot of these greens. A healthy lifestyle is eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, exercise regularly for optimal health. So it's spending more time. I'm actually seeing like in gardens, in nature, just a lot of greens, or maybe you need to eat more vegetables. Like if you're having to really prioritize your health in order to bring more greens into you, because it's all interconnected. This is all interwoven. In order to kind of, because they're showing me like that fast muscle twitch, like when you move, short movements, and having a really healthy mind and body, or having healthy mind also comes with the body. And so it's like that preparation, preparing your body for some big drastic change, right? Sensitivity and comfort. Archangel Azrael, Archangel Haniel, this one's Archangel Raphael. It says, I'm with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. Big thing about your heart, healing. You're extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings, okay? So I'm getting the song Beach Day, and I'm gonna put the music video down below, because the music video, the octaves of this girl's voice, just her energy really encapsulates something that I'm feeling here for you. And I'm also seeing this as another message for someone who's watching. I'm getting foreign, this feeling of a foreign energy. So for those of you who clicked the song, that's not this girl that I was referencing. This is especially pronounced, I'm getting the number 44 for the girl, okay? So the one I was just talking to, 44 is important here. 44 is very, 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 very important here. And then they're also saying to add 44 to 4, so 8. 8 is very important here, and 44 is extremely important here. They're saying pay attention to what I'm saying. What are you initially thinking? You need to work on your third eye, work on your manifestations. Or they're saying with the manifestations, it's connecting your third eye to your manifestations, connecting it to your intuition, heighten your intuition. Pay attention to your intuition. By heightening your intuition, you're paying attention to it. What are you seeing? What are you feeling? It's very important that you recognize this and listen to your guides and your guardian angels that are coming through very strongly. They're saying you really need to listen to us. We're so proud of you. We're so excited for you. It's this like, it's like this, you know what the side step, it's like you have to, it's like this fast reaction, and so you want to react about something and you're trying to like think about it. So listen to them. They're very excited. There's going to be excited energy from that, but it's good excitement. So listen to them. So they're going to bring you that comfort, but they're also bringing encouragement for you. They're saying this is destined to happen. This is destined to be. This is very important. This is part of your inner calling. So listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. And I'm seeing faded, faded, faded. And then I saw connection, but mission was on top of it. So it's like faded mission, but it's faded connection, but mission. It's like this is part of your, this connection is part of your mission. Okay. So Beach Day, the song, the music video, the vibe is connected to you. And they're saying really, really, encapsulate is the most perfect word for this, because if I could encapsulate you, your energy, your vibe into a song and music video, that's that. In this moment, there's something very important there. And if you're a foreigner, so side message for someone, if you're a foreigner and you are clicking on the song, then this is an extra confirmation for you. Or if you so if you live in a foreign place other than the United States, or you live in the United States but you would consider yourself a foreigner in some way, that would be for you. But that doesn't necessarily have to resonate for you. But I'm seeing like a collective group of individuals where that song somehow is connected to you, with obviously varying different reasons. But I'm not really grabbing on that to really capture what it is for that. But I did want to mention that. Okay, so I went to Goodwill the other day, right? So I first of all, I recorded that video where I was like talking to myself, and you know, I went to the beach and I wore this and I'm wearing this again today. It's June 12th, okay? And I feel like I just need to get it out. I'm talking so fast, so I need to just get this all out, and I'm gonna post this. So I was like in this weird mood, right? Where when I can intuit that something's gonna happen for me, like a spiritual upgrade, some deepening connection with my guides, they're gonna tell me something, they are telling me something. When I see those two figures that are in this deck right here, I get really obviously like flustered and weird, because I think they really look like what I feel with particular guides. I'm not really like, they feel different than the people I have seen, or like the spirits I have seen. They feel different. Like, I don't really know how to describe it other than, you know, one of them is called like shamanic something, or shaman. Like, it feels really like a shaman. It's like this grounded, very potent, high energy guide. That's like some like sort of in between state, where like the ones that I've seen are very much a spirit. This one feels like somehow more grounded in the world, but not, I don't know, I'm saying it in a weird way. I would have to like really get into detail, but I just don't feel like that's important right now. So the next day I was like just like carrying that mood. And I kept seeing them and feeling them, like those energies, right? So I messed with that deck and they came out again. The female, the medicine magic, what is she? Medicine something. And then the guy, the shaman, right? And I could just feel like they're just telling me like something's gonna happen or whatever. And so I got this image of a feather, and I was thinking about how I was telling you guys about that hawk feather that I found. It was like that one long, beautiful, like flight feather. And I left it for the kid. And in truth, I really wanted the feather. I really wanted it. And I don't know, it just felt like the right thing to do to leave it. And it was actually in a very unpopulated place. I go there kind of not often, but I did at the time, like consistently go there, and there's like nobody there. And I had that thought in my head, maybe a kid would find it, so just leave it. I literally, this is a full story, I went back like probably 40 minutes later because I was like, forget it, I want that feather. No joke, the entire place was covered in kids. It was like a birthday party, and then like a baseball team, like a little kid baseball, so softball or something. I never seen this place covered in so many kids ever, or like people. And I went searching for it and I didn't find it. There was a kid that was running with a feather. It was not that one, but it was a feather, and they were showing their dad. And so I was like, hopefully a parent doesn't keep it. And it was a kid that actually has it. So that's that. So anyway, so I saw a feather in my head, like a hawk feather. And I just had that inner knowing, like I was gonna find a feather, because it just feels, when I feel that, it feels very much like the energy that I feel when I see these guides. They feel more like, I think, like ancestors. Like that's kind of the energy that it feels like. It's like ancestors. Just this deep, soulful, rich energy. Powerful. Not worldly at all. I just don't know how to really explain it, except more like I could, almost like I could touch them, and the other ones I could not ever really, I couldn't, like they would come when, like they are the ones I've seen mostly, like they're similar to the ones I saw when my dad was in the hospital, like angels, like really just angels. And when people cross over, these are people they see. It's like really just high spirits. Like they're so far from being able, like they're just not meant to be seen. And these energies aren't necessarily meant to be seen, but more like felt. They feel like, I don't know, just like, they just feel like different energies, like different frequency. Anyway, so I went on a walk and I found this booty feather of a hawk. I actually found another feather, but it's in the other room. I don't know what it is. It could be a woodpecker, who knows. And then I found a feather of a hawk, and it was, you know, like the super down feathers that are so fluffy. And my cockatiels, they pick them and then they roll them into little balls, and sometimes they eat them, so I gotta snatch them out of their mouth before they eat it. Anyway, so I found it, and then I just had this feeling to let it go, so it flew away. And then I kept walking and walking and walking, and then I found this, and my friend thought it was a kestrel. I sent a picture, but it doesn't look as orange as a kestrel feather to me. I think it's a red-tailed hawk, like maybe a chest feather or something. That's what they think too, now that they saw it. They're like, maybe it's a chest feather. This is just a very accurate representation, because I don't believe I'm allowed to have the actual red-tailed hawk feather. So this looks like exactly like it. And I walked by a police officer, by the way, okay? He even turned his little SUV around, drove right by me. Granted, I turned my phone on, so it kind of like blurred the feather with my phone. So it gives a little optical illusion. But he could have arrested me. He could have stopped me. He could have called, you know, animal control if he needed to. So I'm just saying that that happened, but I didn't have a feather in my hand by my phone, and that's just not that feather. So anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you this. I actually feel like it brings me back to that original girl where that I was doing a reading that I just talked about at the very beginning, where you got to listen to that. You got to listen to that because, oh, that's kind of what I'm saying is like they feel more like the ones that really come through. Like he came through. I'm saying he, but like that energy came through with the bald eagle that I saw. And granted, this house is pretty tall, like it's high up. But eagles, I mean, unless they're going to be catching something, they aren't going to fly that low. And so the chances that it would be by my window, anyway, all of that, and then finding the feathers and then this feather and everything, and like they really, it feels like they really come through in the physical, like they're kind of like the transfers of physical things. That's what I'm saying is like I could almost like feel them. I could feel them, like I can feel being held, I can feel being hugged, you know. It's just a different thing. I don't know, it feels like heavy, but not in a bad way. It's like dense, not because in some ways that's negative in my eye, in the way that I represent things on the spiritual place, but it just feels like, anyway. Then I went to Goodwill because I was like in a mood, because when this stuff happens, I get really, I don't know why I'm showing you this. I got this at Goodwill. I thought it was for dogs because it has a dog on it. You know, like if you want to like put dog and it doesn't spill like dog food. So that's what I'm going to use it for. But I put my books in there that I got. So I don't know why I should. But anyway, what was I saying? Dogs. Oh, I get in like just a really weird introspective mood. Sullen is not the word, but it almost feels sullen, where I just don't want to talk to anyone because it's like, just read my mind. I don't even want to talk. I can't even get the words out, and I can't even really fully, like I'm not even thinking about words. I'm just existing, and I feel so like distant from the world. It's really weird. But anyway, so I got these books that I just feel like sharing for a minute here. And then that's going to guide me into something I already see. Okay, so we have The Trail of a Tramp. Looks interesting. The truth about the Betsy Ross story, which I'll be the judge of that. My question is, how do you know? Like, how do you know? Who told you this? How am I supposed to believe that this is the truth? I have my own beliefs, okay? George Washington. I got my own thing with you, okay? You know what I just said in my head. Okay, George, I'm on to you. God Calling, which is a daily devotional. So I'll read to you. It is June 12th today. So I will read to you what this is in here. June 12th. Oh my goodness, it's a long one. Okay. June 12th. House on a Rock. Be watchful to hear my voice and instantly to obey. Obedience is your great sign of faith. Why call me ye Lord, Lord, and do not the things. Hold on, let me start that over. Let me start the whole thing over, because when I said that, I'm going back to that girl at the beginning of this reading, and everything, it's like tying everything together. I haven't read this one today. Like, you need to listen, and this like ties into things I've been saying of like obedience. Like, you need to listen to what is being guided for you to do. It's up to you to do it. They cannot physically change your environment necessarily. Sometimes it does happen. But like, that's your commitment. Like, you have to follow through with that. Anyway. Okay, House on a Rock, June 12th. Be watchful to hear my voice and instantly to obey. Obedience is your great sign of faith. Why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things that I say? Was my word when on earth to the many who followed and heard, but did not do. I liken the man who heard and did not do to the man who built his house on the sand. In times of storm and trouble, he is overthrown, his house falls. I liken the man who obeyed me implicitly to the man who built his house upon a rock. In times of storm, he is steadfast, immovable. Do not feel that by this I mean only the keeping of my commandments, even the living my Sermon on the Mount. I mean more than that to those who know me intimately. I mean the following in all, the inner guiding that I give. Do you hear that? There's like a bird tussle out there. Okay, I'm getting super, give me a break. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna reconvene and I'm gonna come back. Okay. Well, I'm glad I listened to myself because I opened my back door and there was a red-tailed hawk sitting right beside my door. So on the railing, which is like, I could literally go grab it. So I scared it away. Anyway, I know they need to eat whatever they need to eat, but this is my territory, okay? So moving on, and again, I don't know, extra confirmation for me, I guess, and maybe double confirmation here for, see, I'm getting in the mood again. Anyway, let's move on. So let me just reverse a little bit. So do not feel that by this I mean only the keeping of my commandments, even the living my Sermon on the Mount. I mean more than that to those who know me intimately. I mean the following in all, the inner guiding that I give, the little injunctions I speak to each individual soul, the wish I express, and the desire to have carried out. The secure, steadfast, immovable life of my disciples. The rock home is not built at a wish in a moment, but is laid stone by stone, foundations, walls, roof, by the acts of obedience, the daily following out of my wishes, the loving doing of my will. He that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them is like unto a man who built his house upon a rock, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And it is in that rock home, man-made but divinely inspired, the house of obedience, the truest expression of a disciple's adoration worship. It is there I come to dwell with my loved one. Am I not giving you work, hope, work for the gray days? Just little plain bricks of duties done and my wishes carried out, all strengthening you and making of your character that steadfast, immovable Christian character of which my servant Paul spoke and which he urged his followers to have. Sorry, that was really probably hard to follow. I should have just done this. So if you want to screenshot it and read it, this is probably a lot easier for you to do. There. Move my face. I'll show you June 12 if you watch this. June 12, 13, 14. Yeah. In case you want to look in the other 2 days too. And go ahead and read early. This is God Calling, so that's really cool. I've never owned a devotional and thought that was cool. So this is the first book that I started on, 10-4 Good Buddy. The reason why I got this book is because you know how in a lot of communities, they have, including mine, they have like free libraries. So it's like, get a book and share a book. Well, I always get a book and I don't share a book. Not my fault, okay? If you live in a gated community, you know, don't let your maintenance people have 00000 as the code to get in, okay? If you just want the community people to have those books, I'm sorry. That's, you know, I've done all I could there. So I got this because I thought this was going to be like a feel-good book, and I can read it and finally start leaving books in the trails of libraries, free libraries that I've taken and not returned anything in favor. So I've already started on this, and it's exactly what I imagined. I already recommend this, and then obviously like a devotional, I think that's really sweet. Why not, right? So I would recommend this too. I haven't read the other ones. Skeptical about what he knows about Betsy Ross. Okay, a man. Okay, what are you, a historian? Okay, Robert Morris. Yeah. Anyway, nothing I know, right? I literally know nothing other than what's in my head. So, this is an autobiography. I don't know if it's necessarily it's not an autobiography. It's from the father's perspective, okay, of his child, his 5-year-old son who was in a car accident. They were driving to go visit some family members. The husband was not there. The mother and the extended family, with the baby boy, were on a trip to go see their relatives, and they got hit by a drunk driver. And so this is a story of the recovery of the boy, which is on the front here, and that faith that they have, and how it was just reaffirmed in all of their different experiences. And there's so many beautiful synchronicities that are in this. And, you know, it's just this unmovable faith that they have, unshakable. Obviously, there are moments in here where he is filled with doubt. But again, it's just instances where people are obedient. Wait, wrong book. They're obedient, like what we talked about in June 12th. They're obedient to God's word, and they do things that don't necessarily quite make sense. Like someone who was at the scene of the, I'll read one of them. Just like the synchronicities are so crazy, and why not? Like, if you can buy and support them, you know, this is from 2003, but you know, I'm sure they make a couple pennies or whatever. I think authoring a book, you don't really make that much off of it, but still, it's like something that you could like donate somewhere and spread some good vibes, good energy. They seem like just so wholesome and sweet or whatever. And I like the way that it's written, because it feels like he's writing to a friend. Like he's just telling his experience and his perspective on things, and it's not in a way that's like overbearing or like preachy, because it's very God heavy, but it's not in a preachy way, you know, where it's like, this is what you should believe. It's not like that. And I don't know, it's like such a easy read, but with heavy context. I don't know, it would have been up there, I don't know. It was just basically like, I'll just tell you. So like, at the beginning there was a guy that was there at the scene of the accident, and he was a first responder, I believe. And that morning of the accident, his animals were just being chaotic, and so it was taking him a lot longer than normal for him to leave the house. So things were getting in the way. of him leaving. So he left later to go wherever he needed to go. I might be mixing up the details of it. He's a first responder or something to do with, like, you know, medical stuff. And so anyway, so that ended up placing him at the scene of the accident. That actually reminds me, I got in a car accident, and that happened to me, where the first person was an off-duty first responder, like a volunteer or whatever. I don't know if he was like a volunteer, I don't know, something like that. And that was when I broke my hip. I don't know if you guys know that. So anyway, and then he wanted to go visit them, and he had this feeling to check the car before he left. And sorry, it's just I'm starting to get really like withdrawn again, like I was talking about. So anyway, so he went into the car, and he found a Bible in there. He knew, he had just this feeling to like look in a specific spot, and where the boy was sitting, there was a Bible in the side of the car door that braced his impact a bit. Again, I might be a little iffy on the details, but it's just like synchronicity after synchronicity after synchronicities that are happening in here. And there's a part in here that a evangelist came and asked to pray over the boy, and he saw angels surrounding him. And so I don't know, it's a really cool book. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm proud of my decision to purchase this, and this is something I'm really looking forward to sharing with someone who will hopefully go take it. So that's kind of where I honestly want to stop. Like, that's my natural stopping point. But there is something like coming through, and I keep seeing like owl images. It reminds me of the card in here, and I brought it up before, where I was talking about hawks. I think it was the guy, actually. Yeah, I'm seeing that freaking shaman again, but I'm really being drawn to the owl this time, because it looks like he's adorned with eagle feathers, but he has a owl up here, and I'm really being drawn to the owl a lot. It's very, very, very powerfully, very strongly drawn to this. Okay, and that feels like a message, a confirmation for someone out there about an owl, or just the owl symbol. I think this is going to explain a little bit more of you choosing your path, making some sort of important decision here. And it feels like almost like life-changing, or life or death, like something very drastic. And I don't know if you would even see it in that way, but I think in some term, the magnitude of it leads to a decision that feels very distinct like that, you know. And I actually feel like that's the proper stopping point for this video. So I'll do another one, talk about other stuff that I had on my mind, but I will just go ahead and post this and take a break. I need to take a mental break.